Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Krystal Marie. For those of you guys that do not know who I am, today I am doing this gorgeous prom makeup look that I'm absolutely obsessed with. If I were going to prom, my prom was such a long time ago. My prom was 10 years ago, guys. Can you believe that? But if I were going to prom, I would have done this exact look and I would have done my own makeup. I would have not wasted $50 at a matte counter. That is unnecessary. I use so many products that I love today, which like I always do. I always use the same things. This is a close-up of the look in direct sunlight. Obsessed is not even, like, I don't even know what to say, but I'm in love with this look. Look how pretty it looks in the sun. Woo! But anyways, before I go off on a whole ramble like I always do, if you guys are not subscribed to my channel, I would love if you joined us. If you end up liking this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out and I really appreciate it. And let's jump right into the tutorial. The first thing you want to do is prime your skin. Make sure your skin is moisturized. Wait about like 30-45 minutes so that it's absorbed into the pores. And then you want to go in with your favorite primer. You want an oil controlling primer if you tend to get oily. You want a hydrating primer if you have dry skin. I'm going with the Physicians Formula Spotlight Primer. This is a really good like luminous primer. It brings a lot of brightness and shine to the skin. I'm going to fill in my brows with my Benefit Kabrow pomade in the color number 4. It is a great cream gel brow color and it gives the greatest cool tone to my eyebrows. Once I'm done doing that, I'm going to carve out my eyebrows with some concealer. This is going to define them and give them shape. Then I'm going to blend that concealer downward onto my eyelid, and that's going to prime my eyelids for the makeup that we are going to put on it. For looks like this, I like using tape on the sides of the eyes because that's going to help the look very like sharp and clean and put together, because sometimes just blending it out and trying to keep that angle is very difficult, and this is just going to make it look more glam. You guys are going to see what I mean by the end of the tutorial. Just putting tape there, just that sharpness just adds like a more like glam and like put together clean look. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab some of the tape and I'm going to just align it from the end of my eye to the end of my eyebrow. Now I'm going to grab a little bit of translucent powder and just tap it all over the eyelid. This is going to set the concealer so that it is easy for blending. You guys are going to kill me when you see the palette I'm using. I love this palette so much. You don't understand. If I got paid to use this palette, I would be happy. I just feel like everything is here. And the colors that I would recommend using for a prom look are here. I would always recommend, I feel like it goes with anything, like all this entire row. For a prom look, I feel like browns and black go with everything. So a nice brown smoky eye, maybe a black smoky eye might be too bold, but we're going to use like a combination of the colors here, and you're going to see it's going to look very, very pretty. And it's going to be nice, simple, and elegant. But like I said, I do recommend a lot of neutrals, browns. You can add a little bit of black to deepen up the outer corner. I'm going to grab the color Nudist. This is a really, really nice transition shade if you have fair to light skin like I do. If you have a deeper skin tone than I, you can use Pancake, which is the color right next to it, and it is so pretty and just as gorgeous. I'm going to start by lightly blending that out in the transition area all the way to where the tape is. Now I'm going to go into Pancake. If you used Pancake as your transition shade or a shade darker than this because you have deeper skin than I do, then just go in with a brown or taupe color that's a little bit deeper than what you use as your transition shade. We're trying to go with like that gradient effect. So I'm going into this color Pancake and I'm starting to buff it out on the outer corner of my eyelid and transition area of my eye. I'm just going to start basically concentrating it right there on that outer portion. I do not want to bring that color in here. We already put Nudist in there, and we're not going to put any more colors in this inner area. We're keeping it right on the outer portion. You see how it deepened up that color versus how it is on here? You see that? If you guys are looking for a really nice tapered blending brush, tapered means you see how this part is kind of like pointier, and it's perfect for like getting into like that area. This is the Morphe R38. It's really, 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 really good. Now that we have those blended out, we are going in with a deeper brown. So like I said, we're going in that gradient pattern. So if your skin tone is lighter or darker than mine and you have to go in with a different transition shade, just go building up to your preference. We're gonna end up with black in the very, very, very outer corner. So regardless, it's gonna show up on your skin. Do not worry about it. I know that colors show up very differently on different skin tones. So if you need to go in with a transition shade that's darker, go ahead. Like I said, Pancake is really great for that. These two are really good transition shades. It totally depends on your preference. And then you can just go building it up. If these two are still not dark enough for you, you can go in with Brownie Bite. That's if you own this palette, or just a brown that's very similar to Brownie Bite. So next I'm going into Mousse. This is a very nice light chocolate brown. So now what I'm doing is concentrating that right in the outer portion. A tapered blending brush like this one is perfect for these types of looks because it keeps it very precise in that area. I'm really limiting my motions here. Like I'm not going in, I'm not doing any like crazy windshield wiper motions. I'm just keeping it right here. This is gonna release all the product that's on the brush onto the skin. And then when I feel like I've kind of gotten rid of all the product on the brush, I'm gonna go and just extend my blending a little bit upward and just widen it up a bit. You see, versus I was starting out like this, very tight in the outer corner. Now I'm kind of bringing it a little higher and kind of dispersing it a bit. This is gonna help with that gradient effect versus keeping it very like concentrated right there on that part. Now I'm gonna go into this contour color, Brownie Bite. You can absolutely use it as an eyeshadow. I love it. You can use any very deep chocolatey brown that you have. You can use a very deep cool tone brown like this one before going into black. I wanna make sure that this look is very gradient. I cannot stress it enough that this is a very gradient fading look. This is supposed to be very elegant, pretty, and yeah, so we want to go gradient. Just build up the colors. Oh, I dug my nail into the color. Great. Look at that. Story of my life. So I'm grabbing a little bit of that color on the same brush, and I'm going to start tapping it onto the outer part of my eyelid. I'm not bringing this color up high at all. I'm just lightly depositing the color on my eyelid. Now we're gonna go into this black color right here. This color is called Black Beauty. You can use any black, obviously. I'm going in with the tiniest amount of that black, and I'm going to place it right over Brownie Bite. That is such a pigmented color. I grabbed so little, and I'm just placing it right over Brownie Bite, like right over it. And then giving it a really, really light blend. Now I'm going to take this tape off. Oh my god, I feel like my under eyes are like, finally. For lashes, I'm going to be using from Kiss Lashes 5th Avenue collection. This is Grandeur. It is such a gorgeous, gorgeous pair of nice and wispy lashes. They are so bold, and they remind me of like a really good dupe of the Flutter Lashes I Slay. These are literally some of the most beautiful, if not the most beautiful, drugstore lashes I have ever put on my eyeballs. They are so pretty. Look at that. They look high-end. For foundation, I'm going to be using this guy right here. I haven't used this too much, but when I have, I really did like it. This is a matte foundation. It claims to be up to 24 hours. I know when you guys go to prom, y'all get ratchet and all that. So you want to wear a foundation that, you want to wear a foundation that is going to last you and that works really well on your skin. This is not the time to be trying out new foundations, new primers, new nothing. You want to use things on your face that works and that you know that is not gonna melt off your face when you're on the dance floor. I'm gonna go blending that in with my beauty sponge. This is the Real Techniques beauty sponge, and it is damp. When I mean that I'm using a damp sponge, I mean that I literally put this under the running sink and I gave it like a couple squeezes, just enough for it to really like swell up. For concealer, I'm going to be using this guy right here. This has become one of my favorites very quickly. I absolutely love it. It's the Sephora Make No Mistake High Coverage Concealer. This I feel like is pretty dupey for the Tarte Shape Tape. It's pretty good. You don't have to use a big amount. Like, I'm literally going in with that dot and I just put it under my eye like that. That was half. The other half is for the other eye. Like, you do not have to use a lot. Like, look at that. That little dot, look at how much product. Okay, now I go in with the pointed part of my sponge and I start blending that out. I'm gonna bring it very, very in, and just right here is where I'm gonna stop and continue up, 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 right there to the temple. Now I'm gonna grab my Maybelline Fit Me Loose setting powder. This is the color Fair Light, which has a little bit of a yellow tinge. I like to use tinged powders under the eye, especially a yellow one, because I feel like it just brightens the under eye and looks absolutely gorgeous under the eye. I'm gonna just give this an extra blend just to make sure that there's no creases. I'm gonna go into that and get about that much, and then I'm going to just start pressing it under the eye. This is such an affordable setting powder and it is phenomenal. Like, it is so good. Look at that, how it just adds bitch, look at all that brightness under that eye. What? You want your eyes to look bright and awake, especially when you do bold looks. You don't want your eyes to kind of get lost in the look. Now I'm going in with my butter bronzer. This is no surprise. I love my butter bronzer. I feel like it adds a really nice contour and bronze to the skin. I want to start with that and then go with bronzer. I feel like that's gonna add to like that gradient effect. So this is kind of gonna be my contour. I'm gonna do kind of like this, like a number 3. I'm gonna go around the forehead, right here under the cheekbone, and on the jawline. That's what I'm gonna do with my butter bronzer. And I'm gonna start placing that color on the forehead, and I'm going right here under the cheekbone, and then I'm gonna bring it on the jawline. So this is the shape we're doing, like that. Now I'm going in with my MAC Give Me Sun bronzer, and I'm just gonna warm up the face. I'm going just a little bit higher than where I placed the butter bronzer. Now before we finish everything and the rest of the face, I'm going to do the under eyes. You can leave the under eyes completely bare. I think it looks gorgeous bare, but I'm gonna add a little bit of color just on the outer portion of the eye. I'm gonna be going into Mousse and Pancake right here, and just mixing those two. I'm gonna start working them into the outer portion of my eye. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of that black eyeliner to the lower waterline. Now I'm gonna be putting mascara on the top and the lower lashes. Now for highlight, I'm gonna go off. You need to be highlighted for your prom. 1 second. Look. I'm gonna be using this glow kit right here. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Nicole Guerreiro glow kit, and this baby glows. Look at that. Whoo! My favorites are these 3 right here. These are the ones I use the most. I feel like this is really, really, really white for my cheekbone. This is really pink, and this one's a little bit dark for my cheekbone, so I use them for other things. But these 3 right here I love, and I think they're amazing. I'm probably gonna mix all 3 today. This does have a little teeny bit of micro glitters, but it's not glittery, if that makes sense. So I'm just gonna kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is such a pretty highlight. It is so nice. Look at that. Woo! Oh my god. You can't tell at all from here. It looks like I have nothing on my skin, and then I turn my face and then you see it. So pretty. On certain angles you can't tell in the camera, but I'm glowing right now. I'm gonna add some blush. I don't normally put blush, but I'm gonna add blush. This is my favorite blush currently. This is a Too Faced Papa Don't Peach blush. It is gorgeous. It is pink, and it has like teeny bit of like a gold sheen in it. I feel like it's very similar but less goldy to the NARS Orgasm blush, but this is very pretty. I'm adding some right above where I put the bronzer, where the bronzer and highlight meet basically. Now we're going to do the lips, which is the last thing on the list. I have 2 lips that I really like. I like Bow and Arrow from Kat Von D, and then this one is Ophelia. This one is a little rosier, as you can tell, and then this one is a little more like toasty or a little more gray, this is the one that I'm gonna go for. This is a really great liquid lipstick. The Kat Von D formula is fantastic, and it is long wearing and super comfortable. Just make sure your lips are hydrated and you did exfoliate with some sugar prior. You don't want your lips to look scaly and look a little crusty. Now I'm going to set everything with my Milani Make It Dewy. You can use the Make It Last if you have oily skin, but if you have dry skin like me, you can use the Make It Dewy, and it makes everything look very hydrated and glowy. You don't want to use way too much for events like this, because you don't want to look too greasy even when you're not producing oil. You get what I'm saying? So like just use like a little, like 1, 2, 3, and that's it. So this is the finished makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys are going off to prom, I hope you guys have fun. I hope you guys stay safe. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do. And thank you guys again so much, so much for watching this video. I can't thank you guys enough for all your love and support. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button below if you are not a part of the fam. And I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah. Bye.